This is an outcry by local firms in Malawi that they're having problems to obtain a license from MEPA because they are given a difficult process to follow, while the foreign firms are easily given license to operate in Malawi. This is very difficult because we all about the news of Zombe, who is complaining as well about the same thing, like he is not able to start operating in Malawi with his fertilizer production because there is a process that he has to follow, which is a difficult process because MEPA is making it hard for local firms to operate in Malawi. This is very difficult. This is very hard to understand. Why should we discourage local firms which are interested to start manufacturing in Malawi because of a very difficult process, which is not even given in the same way to the foreign investors in this country? It is very bad. We cannot do like this in Malawi. If we would like to develop, let's make the process of getting the license by local firms to be smooth, easy, and we should make sure that we encourage local firms to start operating in Malawi other than discouraging them with a very difficult process to follow. So the news is like this.
Fresh allegations of deep-rooted disfaction and possible corruption have emerged at the Malawi Environment Protection Authority, MEPA, with a growing number of local investors accusing the agency of deliberately frustrating indigenous business through prolonged delays in approving environment and social impact assessment (ESIA) reports. The latest accusations come as controversy continues to swirl around MEPA's handling of an ESIA report for a proposed fertilizer manufacturing plant in Dowa district owned by prominent local business Napoleon Zombe. But Zombe's case appears to be only the tip of the iceberg. More than 15 local mining investors have now broken their silence, alleging that MEPA has been sitting on their ESIA reports for months and in some cases nearly 2 years, effectively paralyzing investments worth billions of kwacha. The investors claim the delays are not accidental but systematic, alleging that some officials demand kickbacks before reports can move through the approval process. Even more troubling are allegations that while local investors are subjected to endless bureaucratic hurdles, some foreign-owned companies are allegedly being allowed to mine and operate manufacturing ventures without approved ESIA reports. The investors' favor claim that officials from MEPA and the other key government institutions, including the ministries responsible for mining and trade, have frustrated or turned a blind eye to some of these operations. The problem is that certain officers want to benefit at every stage of the ESIA review process, said one investor, speaking on condition of anonymity for fear of reprisals. What should be a professional regulatory process has allegedly become an obstacle course designed to frustrate local investors. The investor argued that the prolonged delays are denying Malawians opportunities to create jobs, generate wealth, contribute taxes, and drive economic growth through responsible exploitation of natural resources. Another investor, who says he has already sunk more than 1 billion Malawi kwacha into a mining venture, warned that the continued delays could force him to abandon the project altogether. You invest heavily, follow every legal requirement, and then your report disappears into the system for years. At some point, you begin to wonder whether investing in Malawi is worth it, he lamented. He cautioned that prolonged regulatory bottlenecks often create fertile ground for illegal mining, resulting in lost government revenue, environmental damage, and increased risks to workers and surrounding communities. The growing outcry has ignited public debate over whether MEPA is fulfilling its mandate of protecting the environment while facilitating sustainable development, or whether the institution has become a barrier to local enterprise. Public frustration intensified following revelations surrounding the standoff between MEPA and Zombe over the Dowa fertilizer project, with many citizens questioning why major local investments appear to face extraordinary delays. Adding his voice to the controversy, Executive Director of the Center for Democracy and Economic Development Initiative, CDED, Sylvester Namiwa, described the allegations as evidence of what he called entrenched rot within the institution. Addressing a press conference this week, Namiwa accused the authority of failing to serve the public interest. What is happening at MEPA raises serious questions. They are not serving the public and the nation, he said. Namiwa disclosed that CDED is considering petitioning a parliamentary committee to launch a formal investigation into the allegations, a move that could place MEPA under intense public and legislative scrutiny. As pressure mounts, questions are growing louder. Why are local investors waiting years for approvals? Why are some foreign firms allegedly operating with fewer obstacles? And who benefits from the delays? Until those questions are answered, the crowd hanging over MEPA is unlikely to disappear. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe, like my video, and do not forget to click the notification button.
Please, let's help local firms to thrive in this country, more especially manufacturing firms. Everybody else who's interested to start manufacturing in Malawi must be encouraged, because the news that we are hearing is not a good news at all. It's a discouragement to local firms. Many people in Malawi have been discouraged by such deliberate strategies of disinvestment, because there is somebody who wants to benefit, or we just like deliberately doing this thing to make sure that Malawi continues to be in poverty forever. But if Malawians are interested to start manufacturing in this country with their own money, what is the problem with the government firms that are given the authority to issue licenses, that you're making it difficult for local firms to start manufacturing in this country? Let's encourage local firms to start manufacturing in this country. This is the time Malawi should embrace a strategy that can help to empower local Malawians to have that interest of doing more investments in the country, because we are making the process smooth of giving license and financial empowerment to Malawians. This is the only way we can develop. So the story about giving it so, making it so difficult for local firms to acquire licenses for the manufacturing purposes is not a good story. MEPA, you can do the best. If people accuse you deliberately, or if there is no truth about what people are saying, then you can come and speak about it. Let's Malawians hear. Let Malawians hear what you are doing to make sure that the local firms in Malawi are encouraged, because the story is there, and we know that Zombazwelo has spoken about this thing. So there's no way you can hide. I know you've said that there is a process that every person must follow, and that process should not be hard to Malawians. I think you can just encourage them if they're failing to comply with environmental assessment reports. Make sure that they understand it, and you help them wherever they are making a mistake, so that Malawians can be encouraged to start manufacturing in this country. We can grow by manufacturing. This is the time now that we should be manufacturing our raw materials to make sure that as a country we develop. Thank you for watching. Keep on watching most of my videos, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to my videos.